How's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm going to answer another question today. And it's a question that was asked by Jean. So Jean asked me, how much protein do you need and how do you get it all in? And the answer to that is, well, that depends. So I'm sure that a lot of people have heard trainers or just other people in general talk about protein. Get enough protein, eat enough protein, meh, meh, meh. And I'll have to agree with that. And there's a lot of people that don't get enough protein, but they get a lot of extra carbs and a lot of extra fat, mainly through processed foods. But it's hard to get in enough protein, and it's hard to figure out how much protein you need. So I'm gonna give some detailed answers, and I'm gonna give some more simple answers. Not everybody is gonna need the same amount of protein. Generally speaking, the more muscle you have on your body, the more protein you need. The more active you are during the day and in extracurricular activities, then the more protein you need. Also, if you are looking to build muscle, then you need more protein. So on the low end, you could need as little as, half a gram of protein for every pound of body weight that you have. On the high end, you could need as much as 2 or more grams of protein for every pound of muscle that you have. So that means if you're a 200-pound male, you could need as little as 100 grams of protein a day, or you could need as much as over 400 grams of protein a day. And that's a pretty big space in between. So how do you know which one's you? Well, without counting and without doing any, metabolic equations and figuring that out exactly, a lot of people will say that 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is a good start. And I'm gonna say yes and no. If you are somebody that has a lot of weight to lose, you may not need 1 gram per full pound of body weight. You may need 1 gram per pound of lean mass of body weight. And if you're somebody that's very active looking to build more muscle, you're definitely gonna need more. So maybe a pound is a decent place to start, but you're gonna have to look at your given situation. Now, even if you are somebody that's looking to lose weight, protein still plays an important role because it keeps you satiated, it keeps you full for longer, and not to mention if you happen to overeat calories of protein, they don't transfer into fat as easily as fat does. So protein's a good idea all across the board. Now for Jean, when it comes to how much protein he needs, I don't know exactly how old he is, or I don't know how much he weighs, but I would guess, just based on what I know about him, that he is a healthy young man. I know he works out in the gym, and I know he's probably looking to put on a little bit more muscle. So for him, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, that might be a good place to start. And to make sure that you're hitting that, you're gonna have to know how much you weigh. You're gonna have to figure out how to get in those many grams of proteins throughout the day and split that up into 3 meals, or possibly 3 meals and 2 snacks. Protein shakes are an easy way to add in some of that, but that can be a lot of work when it comes down to just starting out, making sure you're getting enough protein. So I'm gonna give you some easier things to think about. Well, John and anybody else that's watching. So instead of worrying about an exact amount of grams of protein, try to use a serving size that's with you all the time, your hand. So if you are eating, for males, if you are eating 3 solid meals a day, you're eating 3 times a day, you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I want you to try to get in 1 to 6 palm-size portions of protein every day. So you could either eat this much protein, or you can eat, you know what I mean. 1 to 2 palm-sized portions of protein with every meal, and just try to eat 3 times a day. Start there and see how consistent you can be with that. And once you get to a point where you're super consistent, then we can start talking about the exact amounts. Now, the type of protein that you eat is gonna make a big difference though. When it comes to protein, you're gonna wanna stick with leaner cuts of meat. Things like chicken breasts or turkey breasts, like a lean ground meat or a lean ground turkey or a lean ground chicken. I think you get the idea. The leaner, the better. Some whitefish, some tuna, you getting the idea? Make sure that you're getting in those lean sources of protein. And you're gonna wanna build your meal around the protein. So you're gonna wanna prioritize the protein as the main thing in the meal. So if you get hungry, instead of thinking about, I want spaghetti and meatballs, it's more like, I need some meatballs, what am I gonna have with my meatballs? Your meals need to start revolving around the protein. When you're building a plate, you choose the protein first, then your veggies and your carbs and your fats, and you can kind of add on. So how much protein do you need? That depends. You can go by specific numbers or you can go by palm size, but the number one key is gonna be consistency. Being consistent with whatever you're doing, and then you can tweak with it from there. So I hope that answers your question, John. I may redo this again because I'm not exactly sure if I like that one, but at least we got it done. We got John answered. And if you have any questions about how much protein you should eat, or if you have anything specific that helped you to get in your protein, leave it in the comments below, and I'll put another video somewhere about me answering some more stuff. See ya.